With the hype surrounding UFC 231 primarily focused in the main event, which features Max Holloway defending his featherweight championship against Brian T. City Ortega, it seems a lot of the hype has been shifted, and not a lot of people are focusing on the co-main event featuring Joanna Jedrzejczyk taking on Valentina Shevchenko for the vacant flyweight women's championship. Could be one of the greatest bouts in women's mixed martial arts history to date. Now, before I continue, I have to say that Joanna and Valentina, this is a match stylistically is almost identical. Both of these are elite level strikers focusing on precise and high level Muay Thai, kickboxing, and boxing skills. Where in honest truth, Joanna focuses more on the boxing aspect, while Valentina definitely focuses on more the traditional Muay Thai aspect of mixed martial arts. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, if you like the analysis that we do here, and make sure you leave a comment on who you think is going to win come Saturday night at UFC 231. So we're going to start off with Joanna Jedrzejczyk. She is 31 years old, fighting out of Poland. She stands at 5'6" tall. She is the former women's strawweight champion, and she holds a professional record of 50 wins, 2 losses. Those 2 losses only coming by the hands of Rose Namajunas. Now, if we look at her win column, 27% of her wins come by KO, TKO, while the significant margin and majority, the 67%, come via decision, and she only has 1 submission victory out of her 15 professional fights that she has won. Now, if we do a deeper dive into Joanna, like I said previously, she has a phenomenal boxing background that she's able to couple very well with a good, solid takedown defense, and she incorporates elements of Muay Thai and kickboxing to a very high level. This arguably can be the most anticipated women's MMA fight in history in regards to pure skill level. These two women present the highest level achievable in mixed martial arts in terms of striking in any regard. I mean, Joanna is precise, Valentina is precise. These people, both of these individuals bring an array of tools and a variety to set up combos that not a lot of people are able to do in the world of mixed martial arts. But if you look at Joanna's career, I mean, obviously the majority since 2014 has been within the UFC, and she had a phenomenal run. But prior to that, she fought primarily in Poland. She had maybe a few fights in Russia against just, no named individuals. She was just building her own resume, building her skill set as she was so young when she started competing back in 2012. And when the UFC just created the strawweight division, she was one of the very first people to come on board, and she really never looked back with decision victories, KO victories, TKO victories over the likes of Carla Esparza, Claudia, Jessica Pena, Valerie Letourneau. I mean the list goes on and on. Even when she fought fellow Polish superstar Carolina, I should say, that was a tough fight. She got that via unanimous decision. And then when she defended her belt continuously, and her last successful defense was against Jessica Andrade, she is able to show that she can beat no matter who steps in front of her, no matter if it's a boxer, a jiu-jitsu specialist, a judo specialist, a takedown specialist, no matter who it may be. It always seemed that Joanna was one step above them. All that came to a significant end when she took on Rose Namajunas back in November of 2017. Joanna tried to get into the head of Rose Namajunas, and if you remember correctly, during the weigh-ins, Rose actually was reciting a verse from the Bible as Joanna was right in her face, threatening her and trying to get into her, playing mind games, to which we saw the results where she got knocked out in the first round by Rose only 3 minutes into the bout. Not taking anything away from Rose or even Joanna in that performance, but Joanna lost that fight mentally before she lost that fight physically. And we've seen the impact of mental strength in the world of MMA. So many fighters, if they already lost mentally to their opponent, physically they don't really show the best that they can be. Now in their second appearance, that was a much closer fight. Joanna was a lot more focused. However, that fight still went to Rose's favor. She won via unanimous decision. Joanna seemed to thought that she had won the fight. I can confidently say that she won 2 rounds. Pushing further than that is a bit of a stretch. However, that is what it is. And she was able to come back from that fight relatively in just 3 months' time. She was able to beat Tecia Torres unanimously back in July. She has solidified herself again as the #1 contender for this vacant flyweight belt. Now, if we look at her fight metrics, Joanna striking is as exceptional as it get in the elite level of mixed martial arts. She lands 6.44 significant strikes per minute, while her accuracy is almost 50%. It is roughly around 47% striking accuracy, and that incorporates her boxing, Muay Thai, anything close box, no matter what it is. Her significant strikes absorbed per minute in comparison to her landed per minute is almost 3 times lower with 2.67. Now, Joanna, the majority of those numbers actually increased significantly in her second fight against Rose, where Rose was able to land and get in the pocket versus Joanna. Prior to that, that number is much, much lower, and Joanna just looked completely dominant. Her striking defense is a 66%. That is a very solid number for elite level strikers at this stage in their career. And if you look at her grappling aspect, well, she doesn't try to go for many takedowns. Her takedown accuracy is 66%, but really that doesn't mean much. And her takedown defense is the highlight here, as it is 82%. However, I don't think this stat in particular is going to help her against her opponent, Valentina "Bullet" Shevchenko. She is 30 years old. She is fighting of Lima, Peru. She stands at 5 foot 5 inches tall, trains out of Tiger Muay Thai, holds a professional record of 50 wins, 3 losses. And, you know, what could you really say about Valentina? She is a phenomenal fighter. She has a bit of a persona to her. She does that funny dance whenever she gets her hand raised at the end of the night. And her UFC career has been primarily in the upside. I mean, she is still relatively new to the division in comparison to Joanna. She did lose twice to Amanda Nunes, who was arguably the #1 or #2 ranked women's MMA fighter in the world. And the second fight was a very close split decision loss. The other people that she's beaten within the UFC, you have Sarah Kaufman, Holly Holm, Juliana Pena, and Priscilla Cachoeira. That resume alone establishes yourself as one of the elites within women's MMA. Her skill set was able to completely outwork the skill set of Holly Holm. In her second match with Amanda Nunes, arguably, she may have won that fight, and she was able to not only stand in the pocket with Amanda Nunes, not only was she able to absorb the strikes of Amanda Nunes, but she was also able to grapple against Amanda Nunes, and that in itself exhibits that she's not only a one-dimensional fighter with her striking, but she's also, if not more dangerous when it comes to the ground. Valentina is going to have her hands full, as she's probably going to fight a mirror image of herself against Joanna. Maybe not so much in the kicking department. I feel like Valentina is able to use her kicks and knees a lot more than Joanna, but stylistically, both these fighters are going to look to stand, to keep this fight standing, keep on the outside, use their strikings to their advantage, and land punches inside while getting out and taking as little damage as they possibly can. If you flip over to Valentina's fight metrics, I mean, almost the exact same story with Joanna. However, the main difference is the strikes landed per minute is significantly less. Now, a number of reasons that could be. Joanna in the earlier stage of the women's strawweight division may have not fought or taken on the same level of competition as Valentina. However, Valentina still was able to have a 3.31 significant strikes landed per minute against the best of the best that the women's MMA has to offer. Her striking accuracy is 52%, which is phenomenal considering the talent that she's fought, considering the volume of strikes that she uses and lands and outbursts during her fights. Her significant strikes absorbed per minute is 2.38, which, if she is not careful, can get a little messy, but we've seen in not only one instance against Amanda Nunes, but in two, that not only is she able to take a punch, but she's able to recover from it and continue on as she had planned. And again, I mean, her takedown average is 1.82, accuracy 54%, takedown defense 73%. This is a tool that Valentina should use and should utilize come December 8th. Joanna is not a grappler. Joanna is a great takedown defense specialist, but if Valentina can get in her clinch and take her down, she has a significant advantage just by what we've seen in her experience versus Amanda Nunes and fellow fighters. Now, I want to flip over to a comparison, a side-by-side comparison of both of these elite level fighters. If you look at their records, almost identical. If you look at the average fight time, almost identical. Not even 2-minute difference there. Their height, 1-inch difference. Reach actually goes to Valentina, even though she's an inch shorter. Southpaw versus Orthodox, and relatively they are practically the same age. But let's look at the striking category, and here, the strikes landed per minute, Joanna takes that advantage. She almost doubles, and she does double Valentina in this department, outlanding her. She's able to land 6.44 per minute, while Valentina steadies at 3.31. That may be due to a lack of competition or a level of competition, or maybe just a data pool that is at hand. If you look at the significant strikes absorbed per minute, 2.67 versus 2.38. Thus, Joanna is landing more, and she's taking roughly the same amount of punches that Valentina is in an average of one of their fights. And if you look at the defense, 57% versus 66%, I think that is a factor that's going to play a big role in this fight. If Joanna can utilize her striking defense to avoid the big shots and the fast shots of Valentina, keep her on the outside, this could be a long night for the Bullet. But the last stat that I got to emphasize here is the grappling aspect, and the advantage does go to Valentina. Even though the takedown accuracy, yes, it's lower, but that's because Joanna hardly ever goes for takedowns, and when she does, she's typically able to get him down. But you look at her takedown defense, Joanna has a phenomenal takedown defense of 82%. Valentina's takedown average per 15 minutes is 1.82, which is a big number considering that she's primarily a Muay Thai striker and her background is Muay Thai. So, what I have to say about this fight is, it is a very tough one to call. Both of these fighters mirror each other and complement each other very well. Their skill set is so similar, yet there's different elements, if you really dive into it, that make these fighters stand out. My call is I think Valentina will be able to outpace, will be able to not get outstriked significantly by Joanna, and if she's smart, can clinch, use that cage, and take Joanna down, and will be able to grind out a unanimous decision victory, crowning her the first ever flyweight champion in UFC history. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you agree with my prediction? Do you think this match analysis was accurately done? And who do you think will win? Do you think Joanna will be able to become a 2-time division champion in 2 different divisions? Or do you think Valentina will finally get her hands on a UFC belt? And as always, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video. But as always, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.